It doesn't look that high from television, but you've been there.
Actually, I wasn't down at Ground Zero. I was with the families.
Oh, you were over there on the other side with the families. Don Daler, an ABC News reporter, first saw the devastation from the windows of his apartment. Imagine that. And so he started his reports to Diane Sawyer and Charlie Gibson immediately by phone as he headed down to Ground Zero.
I'm about 4 or 5 blocks just north of the World Trade Center. And at about 10 minutes ago, there was a loud sound that sounded like a missile, not an airplane. Then there was a loud explosion and immediately lots of screaming out on the streets.
ABC's Good Morning America reporter Don Daler was the first ABC reporter to broadcast an eyewitness account of the World Trade Center attack, calling from the phone in his apartment.
I remember trying to describe what was happening after the first plane had hit, and then I started noticing people jumping out. And I didn't say anything about it, I didn't report it. It was just too gruesome to even describe. That's when the second plane wheeled in.
It appears that there is more and more fire and smoke enveloping the very top of the building. It does not appear that there's any kind of an effort up there yet. Now remember, oh my God.
That looks like a second plane.
I did not see a plane go in. That just exploded.
Don rushed to Ground Zero, but didn't have a camera crew, so he continued reporting by phone.
The second building that was hit by the plane has just completely collapsed. It folded down on itself, and it is not there anymore.
The whole side has collapsed?
The whole building has collapsed. There is panic on the streets. There are people screaming and running from the site. The gigantic plume of smoke has reached me, and I'm probably a quarter of a mile north of there.
It was literally a solid thing rolling up the street, and then when it passed by, there were people straggling up the street, and they were covered in dust and choking and helping each other and looking like zombies. They were so stunned by what had just happened. If anything, the second collapse was more shocking than the first, because the first one, your mind could not comprehend what was happening. The second one, I think, we all realized that we were witnessing thousands of lives extinguished in that one moment, and I think that's probably the worst memory I have is that knowing at that moment.
And after 72 straight hours of reporting, some of the most gut-wrenching stories we will ever hear, hopefully, Don Daler used his time off to help rescue workers.
He's working long hours for ABC, and then when he was relieved yesterday, had a chance to go back and get sleep, he went in, volunteered, worked with the rescue people for about 7 hours in there.
What struck me there was people literally on their hands and knees, not using shovels, not using any sharp implements, digging through the debris to try to find humans, to try to find anybody. And the one thing I would say to anybody who lost a loved one, you did not get them back from lack of will or effort. Every one of these rescue workers was risking their lives to find your loved one. I could see it in every one of their eyes that they would have gladly traded their life to have found one person alive. I think that's one of the stories that just has not been told.
Thank you, Don. Don is now in Pakistan. I saw him this morning reporting through video phone from Pakistan. Mike Walter,